COCOON, Sunny Muffin, any %. Let's do it.
All right. Hello, AGDQ 2024. We're going to be playing some COCOON any % here. We have a little bit of a cutscene before the timer starts. We actually go on first movement, so we're going to do some introductions here while this cutscene plays out. So I'm Sunny Muffin. I'm running the game. Here on my couch, we'll just start on the right side, go left, introduce yourselves, and then we'll get going.
Sure.
Cool. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Bobby Berm. I am a runner of this game. I'm the current world record holder for the 100% category for All Moon Ancestors. Really excited to be here, and we have some really cool... I also have a visual indicator.
Time will start
Wait,
about...
it's fine.
Time starts now.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, we also have a visual indicator today for something coming up soon, but I'll pass it over to my next commentator.
Hi, I'm Ash. I also run this game on occasion. I run a few other games too, but yeah, I'm mostly just here for the routing, the labbing, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm Troy of Athens. This is currently my main speed game. I switch a lot. I do run the 80%.
Yeah, cool. So this is COCOON. What kind of game is this, y'all?
Ooh, there's a very special aspect of this game that we're going to get to pretty soon, but we're going to let it be a bit of a surprise, a bit of a build-up, if you will.
Yes.
Coming up here. As you can tell right away, this game is visually just stunning, and this game really shows more than it does tell, and it does a really fantastic job of showing, and so you'll see that throughout the run.
I'd call it a puzzle exploration adventure kind of game.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. It may seem like a little bit of a walking sim at certain points, but you just got to remember that the puzzles, they get more and more convoluted, and those are absolutely the main aspect of this game that become really interesting.
Absolutely. One thing you'll notice right away is that our character kind of runs at a static speed the entire time. So a lot of this game is optimizing the routing for our character as well. So a lot of straight line pathing and stuff like that throughout the run. And here we go.
Yeah, here we're coming up on the main mechanic of this game. Yeah,
what is that?
Yeah, well, you may see this like
the heck?
this round object. I don't know. It's the word for it's on the tip of my tongue.
I think it looks to me like a
Yeah, this game is about orbs. Can you believe it?
Yeah, so there are a lot of orbs in this game, and a lot of us have... I came up with the idea of having a donation thing where every time we say orb, we will donate an amount of money.
Oh, you're going to go broke. Good luck.
Yeah, we might go broke.
We'll be out of money.
I did cap myself. I don't know if anyone else did.
We're going to go broke for charity.
Yes.
Exactly. So one thing that's important to call out here, chat, we will need your help for this as well. I need everyone to take a look at this orb that you see on the screen here.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to know why you think that orb is orange, and a full 250-word essay explaining
It's
why.
red.
Exactly.
It's red.
No, it is orange.
It's red.
For sure.
It is red. We actually have an even 2-2 split of people who think it's
So,
red. And
chat
orange.
and audience, I think, and our host, I think you can decide the tiebreaker.
Kyle, you
here.
might be splitting here.
I have a tiebreaker donation here for you.
Oh, let's hear it.
$55 from Zet. It says greeting from the German
I love
restream. Good luck, Sunny Muffin, with the COCOON run, and hello, lovely people on the couch. The orb is orange.
Yes! Yes! Correct side.
Shout out to Zed. That dude's awesome.
And so, as you'll see here, we do have a bit of a whiteboard. We have this orange indicator that we have an orange orb on the screen.
Red.
Fantastic.
Red. Why is the indicator not red?
I actively had a red marker that I avoided as well. So,
I did not approve this.
you want to talk about what's going on the screen right here?
Yeah, for sure. So, we have these little, I guess, sort of like escort missions. We kind of just take the orb with us. We need do some little puzzles with it. We had the orb going through those pipes, changing the pipes. We want to. This game is all just tiny optimization. So we had like those doors. We put the orb on the pedestal to move the door, and we want to get it off as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah, coming up here, we're going to have our first example of our little friend that we're going to carry throughout the game, and it acts as like a door unlock. And we'll see we have some keys that we have to unlock here with these 5 little pedestals that we have to step on in a certain order. I think the code here, 31452.
Yep.
Yes.
There are puzzles around each friend, environmental puzzles, to tell you what these codes are, but fortunately, they're not random. They're the same every time, so we just know them.
you can actually see it in the screen. It is that
Yeah, that-
tower in the bottom left. Some will
Exactly.
be off screen for other hives, but that one you can see.
Yeah, we'll do our best not to spoil
Yeah.
everything. Like, this is 3
It's the
minutes into the
first
game,
one.
though.
It's the
Yeah.
first one.
One thing I do love about this is that our little friend that comes along with us does actually point to the next wall that we have to take down as well. So you'll see that it's pointing towards that orange orb right now. And so we will have to use that friend inside of that orange world, which we're about to see right now.
Well, in a second.
In a second, yeah.
Yes. So we have the pad that jumps us out of orbs, and now we have a pad that jumps us into orbs.
Yeah.
So that would be a main mechanic of going in and out of the worlds that the orbs hold.
Absolutely.
Our friend here is going to unlock this door. Sorry, friend.
Yes.
We've only had you for- we've only had you
Our friend
briefly.
does have to go home,
But I love
we
you,
will see
friend.
more of them.
I miss
Many,
you
many.
already.
Many more. This game really loves its doors, doesn't it?
Yes.
It really does.
Really fantastic.
Very intricate doors.
Very, and they're all different too.
Yes.
Just another example of why the game's so visually stunning, right? It's the first thing you can tell. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, in this red orb.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking
We might have a time for like a quick donation before the
Yeah,
boss here.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely. We've got $100 from Sanjan.
Oh,
They
Sanjay.
say, yo, Sonny, best of luck on your run from the back couch. You got this, King.
Let's go, back couch.
Thank you, Cat.
And if you're making donations and you want to break the tie, currently it's 3-2, orange to red. So if you need to
Ooh,
tilt
yeah.
it towards red
Yeah.
favor,
Yeah, come on,
those
get the
donations
donations.
in.
Orange
Get the
donations.
donations. You
Keep
gotta keep
telling us.
orange in the lead.
Also, your appreciation for orbs is great too.
Fantastic. So we are coming up on a pretty big part of the game here in a second, but one thing I did want to call out is the audio in this game.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. And didn't you have you had a fun fact about the audio in this game, correct?
Yeah, so fun fact about the audio in this game. First of all, huge shout outs to Jakob Schmidt, who lead music composer, audio designer on this game. Amazing.
Yes.
Every single bit of audio in this game, fun fact, is completely synthesized. There is not
Spectacular.
one sample of audio in this game.
So cool.
Makes it sound like an alien planet because
Yeah.
all the sounds are foreign.
Absolutely. We got our first boss here, our orange or red boss, however you want to prefer.
Red boss.
The fog.
I
is,
was being inclusive.
The fog is red.
Love the audio here. You'll see here that our boss is following us in a straight path. We'll do that about 3 different times, and we're gonna have to get all these little insects off of our body. And so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna grab the purple orb that's rotating around here. Pretty wide radius, so Sunny's gonna slap that orb right on top of our boss with 1 hit, and we'll take 3 hits to kill.
Yeah, so turns out none of these bosses really have like official names at all. So when we were routing this, I kind of just like took it upon myself to name some of these bosses, mostly based on how they appear. So I called this one Giratina.
I love that. It's so good. You'll notice a common theme across a lot of these bosses is a third phase that's a little bit different than the rest of them. So you'll see here we have a little bit of a movement tech in our third phase here. We have to rotate around the platform.
Yes, the gems here can be a little bit random with the pattern, but we're going to be trying to move counterclockwise once the bomb spawns for us.
Yes, the bomb will always spawn directly opposite us, and it will always move in a clockwise direction.
That's the
very
move we
slowly.
don't want
Yeah,
to
that's
see.
the.
Yeah.
But that will happen
Yeah.
twice usually. So
Oh.
So yeah, there is a little bit of RNG in the boss fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, we're staying opposite of that.
Oh
So
my
that's-
God.
Wait,
Again.
that's counterclockwise
this
though.
Well,
is
it's better. You can maybe get it in the next rotation potentially.
This
Great.
is-
There we go.
That
Okay,
was
this'll
the
work.
single worst possible pattern.
There we go. Clap it up. There we go.
Only
First
at
boss done.
GDQ.
Okay, and we're
That's
gonna
never
have,
happened before.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a lot of checkpoints that are gonna be loaded
Oh, yeah,
before
so-
before we actually get to the next spot. So we can take advantage of that by loading for checkpoint at different bosses, certain areas as well.
Yeah,
And that'll skip some sequences for us.
Yeah. Few points in the run, like since the game operates on a checkpoint system, sometimes the checkpoint saves before you actually get to the point where the checkpoint loads.
Yeah.
So we can reload, save a bit of time, especially later in the run.
True. And here you'll see, after we defeat every single orb boss, we will in fact have an orb that is activated. So once we defeat that boss, we're able to use that orb's power. And so this orb's power, we're able to walk across platforms that are invisible without the orb. So you'll see here, we can walk across this platform now that we have this orb activated.
Yes, and these powers are only active while we are carrying that orb. So it is still that escort mission that we had before when we didn't have a power.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of this game is really just about like the puzzles, I'd say they're like mainly two kind of puzzles in the beginning. There's like, you're inside the orbs, or you're having like escort missions in this sort of overworld area.
Juggling the orbs once. But right now we only have one.
Absolutely. And if you
But
look
there will be
yeah,
more.
sorry.
There will be more.
Yeah, plenty more. And if you look around, again, just noting how beautiful the landscapes are here, the game does a really fantastic job of showing where you need to go in a lot of ways and kind of developing that over time. My main thing that I love about this game is that they show you a little version of a puzzle, and then they expand it into a bigger puzzle, as we'll see here coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe we have time for like one dono?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I made a mistake in telling people to donate about these. The floodgates have opened in the colors. We've got $10 from Easy Now that says first-time donator, just to say that it is very clearly orange.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm getting so validated.
I've
right
also
now.
got $50 from Color Matcher, who says the orb is quite clearly salmon.
Oh,
Not the fish.
that's an interesting take.
$25 from Kyra, who says really it's more of a peach orb.
Okay.
Okay.
And a controversial take from Orb Authority, who donated $15 to say the orb is carnelian, which I looked up, and that is a red-orange.
Interesting.
All right,
Okay.
well, there you go.
Yeah, so right there we had those puzzles with those little, what did you call them? They were...
Drillers?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, oh yeah, they're
refresh.
called drillers, but you called them something funnier.
Do you remember what it was? I don't remember now.
Doesn't matter. The
Yeah.
point is we are getting our second ball here, or maybe an
An
orb.
orb, yes.
Yes, the green orb. There is no debate for the color for this one.
I don't know. It's pretty clearly cyan to me.
Oh, come on.
So you can vote with your wallet and tell us what color this orb is.
Yes.
Yes,
Please.
if you want to get more specific about what color green this is, feel free to tell us.
Yeah, somebody in chat can do a color picker and tell us exactly what hue of green.
Yeah, give us the hex
That
code.
would be
You realize you just opened a Pandora's box there by asking for the hex code, right? Someone's going to screenshot the stream.
That means more donations and more money towards
True.
beating cancer.
I feel like depending on the lighting, that orb is either red or orange.
Right.
But I
disagree.
do,
No.
but within the
It's
world,
always orange.
but when you jump into the red orb's world,
Yes.
it is definitely a red color theming.
All right, so we have a bit of a visual indicator here. So now we have two different orbs for the first time in the game, and so I think it's pretty appropriate to show you on a whiteboard. So we have an orange orb here, as you can see, but inside of that orange orb, we actually have a green orb inside of that orb, inside of that world, right? So, and as you can tell, this game is about to break brains because it's going to keep going and going and going, which is fantastic.
This is that juggling that I was referring to earlier.
Yes. We have our second instance of having one of our friends here to unlock as a key to unlock the next area inside of the green world coming up here in a second.
Also, it's 9 a.m. here in Eastern time, so
Yeah.
it is important to caffeinate
Absolutely.
But also hydrate.
and hydrate.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But we have a long day of speedruns ahead of us.
We do.
We need some caffeine in here.
Absolutely. Cool. Maybe time for one donation?
Absolutely. A quick update on that bonus Clock Tower stage for Castlevania 3. We broke $5,000, or less than $2,000 left to go.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for that. We've also got a $50 donation here from Team Joe. Says, hey, Sonny, good luck on the run. I'm sad I couldn't be there to watch it in person this time, but I'll be there for the next one. Thank you so much for that donation.
So this is our first.
This is for Joe.
So this is our first instance of being inside the green orb,
Yes.
and it is it's just a very nice area. A lot of more water focused. Thankfully, no swimming in this game, but
No Subnautica,
yes.
thankfully. Yes, so here we'll see the first time where we really have to start interacting and doing puzzles with our yellow friend here. And so we'll see here, we're gonna get him intentionally captured. Aw, I know. But we're gonna get him back in just a second here. We're gonna grab our little yellow friend here, and we're gonna go backwards and send our trap back and avoid that trap again and get past it.
I feel like I'm also going to mention that at this point, this game only has one action button for the for entire time, and so it's all based on environmental of where we are holding, pressing the button, and it's either a press or a hold, and we can buffer the hold as well. So we might be holding the button before we even get to where we need to be.
Cool moment here.
Yeah, it's a really cool moment here. This is where the game really opens up. You can exit the orb to avoid the little laser guy, and it shows on the little pool on the outside, and that is the point where this game really just like absolutely
The
blew my
visual
mind.
indicator is
Yeah.
so cool.
Even
Yeah.
if we are outside of the world, it is still persistent.
Exactly. Second big door, look at that.
This is my favorite door.
It is pretty cool, yeah.
That is a
a
really
good
nice
door.
door.
I appreciate the simplicity of it.
And you can go through it early too, which is nice for speed.
Yes.
One little fun fact about this game actually is, so for the collectibles, for the 100% run, it's called All Moon Ancestors, and there are a variable amount of like, what I consider to be like, what look like gargoyles like throughout the game that you can collect. We actually don't collect a single one in this run, obviously, because we're trying to go as fast as possible, but in this area, there are 2 or 3 of them that you could collect in this secret area. I'm not gonna spoil them for you if you want to do it at home, but they are around.
Yes.
There are 11 of them total throughout the game.
And so this is another instance of the orbs being persistent in different worlds. So we're going to leave the red orb outside of the green orb for a little bit and then come back for it here.
Yeah, so you can see introducing this sort of mechanic where like touching like those little teleport pads sort of saves like a checkpoint for when you next re-enter the orb.
This part always makes me a little bit squeamish because we have to like kind of destroy whatever squid creature is underneath us.
I'm pretty sure that is the Cthulhu boss.
You think
Yeah.
so?
I
Yeah.
don't think it's destroying, just disturbing.
yeah,
Like they were
disturbing.
resting.
All right, cool. So yeah, we are just solving some puzzles here in the green orb. Again, just the goal of this is going to be to unlock that skill for that green orb. And in order to do that, we got to find a bus.
Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
I was going to say, I will want you to mention your nickname for this one, Ash.
Oh yeah, this one is really funny. It doesn't really make sense because this one is less based on looks and more based on the mechanics of the actual boss.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see that the little orb that we get, we kind of like hover in the air, sort of like a water jetpack. And especially with how we actually wind up beating the boss and damaging it, it reminds me a lot of that one boss from Super Mario Odyssey, Malus Glancior.
The third Dauphine of a Blaine.
Yes.
Shout out to the Mario Odyssey community. I am also a part of that.
Nice. Great. Well, this boss, as you can see here, main mechanic here is really grabbing these like pinkish orbs in these little towers that the boss will defeat. And you grab that and go ahead and drop that on top of the boss whenever we get through these bullet times in each phase.
Yeah, this is probably the boss that has the most RNG reliance.
Absolutely.
So I'm seeing if I can see red on this screen very quickly, and we have to try to find where
It shows up right now. Left.
Yeah, love.
Good call. Good call. The assist. This is now a 2-player
Go
roll.
on, go on.
Go up, let's go.
Yeah.
That's the fastest pattern you can get. That's
That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is very possible for the boss to not actually destroy that in second attack, so you have to kind of wait for him to attack again.
And it can be kind of difficult to avoid these bullets. I frequently will get hit by these.
Yeah, we're taking this super, super safe on the GDQ stage here.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And similar with our last boss that we had inside of the Orden world, we do have a third phase here that's a bit different and has a bit of a rotation type aspect to it. And we're going to try to avoid all of these. If you do run into this middle, you actually fully avoid the boss entirely and you destroy all the walls because they try to home in on you a little bit.
But don't
so.
go to the middle too early. That little spot
Nice.
in the middle, you can't get
Nice,
stuck
that's
in.
perfect.
Fantastic.
Great.
And then our
Doing
final
that in one phase.
Yeah, totally. Final instance of bullet time here. There's 5 shots, I believe, and then we're clear out of this boss.
Shout out to the music in these boss
Oh,
fights. It's
yes.
So
amazing.
fantastic.
The music is so good. You jam out to it without even realizing it.
Yeah, and here we're going to perform a reset the moment the last hit arrives, and that is going to be our second boss
Nice job.
completed.
That was a super fast fight.
That was
really good.
I'm really happy with that. That's
Wow.
like the most nerve-wracking boss in this game.
We're actually, I think you're like close to PB at this point, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we are.
This it's going.
It's
good.
getting there. So now we have our second power.
Yes.
With the green orb, we can make these pillars solid or like not solid. So we either go to the top, spring to the top or fall to the bottom of them. And yeah, it alternates and it's persistent for every single column that you see in the world.
Yeah.
If we have time for a couple donations, that would be
Yeah.
great.
Sure. Is there debate over the kind of green that the green orb is? Because we
Oh,
have
I hope
$10
not.
from Ty who says it's clearly Viridian.
Oh.
That's fair. Yeah, I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
Sure.
I will mention we are skipping a little bit of waiting here by just grabbing the orb as soon as we can so that we can still hit this column. It still works out for pathing.
Perfect, nice
Just
job.
barely. Yes, nice. Okay, you can keep going for donations.
Sure, we have an interesting approach here. We've got $25 from Orb Consultant who says, we debate the color of the orb, but did we ever think to ask? I asked the orb, and it didn't understand the difference between red and orange.
Oh.
Thanks to everyone who helped put this event together, and good luck on the run. Thank you so
You know
much
what?
for
Yeah,
the donation.
that's something I haven't thought about. Maybe it really is the orb's own opinion
Yes.
that matters.
People don't ask how is orb.
Yeah.
Yes.
People just say orb, you know.
Yeah. And so this is showing the mechanic of that the pillars will switch, as all of them will switch when you activate the power.
Big tower coming up here all the way up.
Zoop.
Yeah, and now, oh, I love the audio in this part, so clean. Here we're gonna unlock a new panel here, as we'll see here, and so we're gonna have to interact with orange and green together again, but in a different kind of way, and so we'll see that coming up right here.
Yes. So right now we have red inside of green, but we need the red power. So we're gonna bring the reds. We're gonna need the reds power outside into this main world. So we're gonna now put the green inside the red orb instead.
It's a way to like backpack one of the worlds inside of the other.
A way to only have to carry one orb while having two of them.
Yeah, you see only the most exterior orb you actually get
And
the
I
power of.
will also mention that you get a little musical jingle when you solve the puzzle correctly.
I actually didn't know that.
Yes, that happens in a few spots. That is the first instance of it.
We see that a lot later in
No,
the
I think
run.
there are a
with one of the
couple, like
powers.
on the laser puzzle. I think it's the first time it happened. Yeah.
That's the first one
Yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
they're just showing that great audio design that is in this game.
That's the best part about going to a GDQ. You learn things about your game.
that you're currently running.
I mean, this game's only been out for a few months, so there certainly is a lot of stuff that we have yet to learn.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, so coming up here, we're going to keep these orbs separate, as you can see here. So we're going to grab this this green one. We're going to swap it with the orange one, and we're going to, because we need that red one coming up here. Other way, yep.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna need this orange
Orb
one to get
management.
actually through. Yeah, orb management, fantastic. And we have another instance of our little friend we're going to grab here. I love how there's a different tone for each of the little ones, little things we walk on top of.
Yep.
Maybe good time for donations. A couple of them.
Sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. We've got a good approach to the red-orange debate here with $100 from Mark W., who says, Cocoon was my favorite surprise from 2023, and I'm so excited to see this run. That orb and its world clearly look like Mars, which makes it red.
I agree.
There we go. Add that count.
Okay, that's a fair argument. I can't.
Okay,
really
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Nobody says Mars is the orange planet.
There's more support for that with $5 from Osmorn, who says, just to clarify, the orb is red the way Mars is red.
Oh.
I rest my case.
Thank
Your
you, Oz.
Disrespect from the back couch. Wow. Fantastic. Well, see, we're gonna have a little bit of foreshadowing here. We see some little
these,
fungi.
Yeah, mysterious purple
Yes.
plants. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, that's really strange.
And so we got the friend pointing at the orb that we should be
COCOON.
going into
Смешная
first,
игра.
so that helping us out
Спидран
there,
происходит.
so we don't get too confused.
Все дела.
Absolutely. And one thing we'll see throughout the rest of the run is throughout most of these worlds, we have hidden little paths that we can't actually access till later in the game. And so this one you'll see
Это
we
вот
would not have
та
been able
игра,
to access
которая
before,
как раз у
because we
Пицца
had to have a
Таура
combination
забрала
of
на
our
ТГ
yellow friend and,
инди-игру.
our orb here, so we would not have been able to access this before without that. So the game does a really good job of hiding
Так.
future pathways inside of places you've already been.
Yeah. The game is actually like incredibly linear, but it does not feel like
It
it.
does not feel linear.
Чуваки говорят, игра
It does a
довольно
really good
линейная.
job of making you think that you have a
Это,
lot
в принципе,
to say
очевидно,
in
учитывая,
where
сколько
you're
времени
going, but in
уходит на то,
reality
что
you
ее
have
пройти.
nothing.
And it makes it next to impossible to backtrack as well. So there's
Troy, do you want to talk about
Много
this?
бэктрекинга.
yes, when this is a
Kobe.
Yeah, nice. So the little instance of while we still only have one action button, you actually can hit it while in midair to drop it into pipes or a little other interactions.
Absolutely.
The game does a lot with one interaction.
Yes, with one button.
Игра нам разрешает кинуть этот шарик посреди воздуха, так
Yeah,
сказать.
all of the buttons
Intended
do the same
строта.
thing.
Amazing. Well, great. Well, we're gonna come back around here and grab our orb because we will. You actually can go north here right away without our orb, but you will get blocked because we do actually need
Yep.
our orb with us to
That
hop over
escort.
that
Так
mountain.
что дергаем эти орбы.
Need to keep the orbs with us at all times.
That's incredibly common. Like you could continue down a certain path, but you'll forget one thing and you have to go all the way back. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, speedrunning this game is like 90% just remembering what to do.
I like
10%
Which is a big
execution.
feat.
I will mention, I like this path. It trolls you as to which way you should go, like a couple times.
Раннеры говорят, очень
Do
смешной
not
путь,
be
который
mistaken,
троллит
folks.
вас.
This route is incredibly complicated and only
Потому
gets
что,
more and
так
more
сказать, есть
complicated throughout the
дорожка
route. So,
напрямую, но
There'll
на
be a
самом
point
деле
where
надо
Sunny will
обходить
stop
сбоку.
talking and it'll just be
Классические
entirely us.
невидимые
It just gets
пути.
that concentration heavy.
Yes.
Because yeah, Sunny will have to focus.
Awesome. Anyone want to explain this one?
Yeah, so we kind of just use our spring to bounce over the little laser there as it's moving. And coming up here, we're going to have actually our next door. And this door looks...
Они серьезно объясняют, как они казуальную игру проходят. Мы просто прыгнули на пружине. А раннер говорит, ну я не буду это объяснять. И другой парень такой, ну начинает объяснять.
Fog coming
Look at
out.
that. Folks, we at home, we have a purple orb. Fantastic.
Собираем арбы.
Let us know.
Let
А
us
как
know.
раз фиолетовый.
What shade of purple?
Oh.
This is
Or-
definitively purple,
There
but
can't be debate about this being purple.
This is
no, this is purple.
this is pay to win, so you can donate, and
True.
your opinion matters more the more you donate.
And yeah, showing off the third boss that we will be
Yes.
fighting before it goes into the orb.
Kind of a cool transition coming up here as well. You'll
Ничего,
notice that
Мор.
we actually are, in fact, carrying the orb right now. When Sunny actually hits the next checkpoint and hops out of the green world, we can actually reset because the checkpoint has been loaded for the next section. And so actually we
Так
kind
что
of
ресетнем игру.
unpack all of these orbs out of their separate worlds.
Yeah, saves a bunch of time of having to jump.
Позволяет
back
нам
into
сохранить
and-
немного времени.
Look at that, perfectly set.
Потому что все арбы, они уже запакованы.
10 seconds, but later
Как
on in the game,
надо.
they're gonna be saving
Yeah,
huge
when we
chunks.
have orbs to manage, it is very important to be able to.
And now, how would we describe this world right now? What would be the word?
I'd say
Unsettling?
organic. Unsettlingly organic.
I think you used the word fleshy.
I used the word
in
fleshy
practice room.
yesterday, yes. Yeah, fleshy
And like
was
the
my...
sound design too. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
The pipes
Спорят ребята, как они
It is very
as
organic.
opposed to like in the main
описывают
world,
этот уровень.
Yeah, absolutely.
Наверное, наиболее подходящее
It's
слово это
just-
плотский такой
Yeah,
уровень.
first time inside of this purple world here.
Мясной.
We are, in fact, using these tubes where, you know, you kind of see they're like gyrating as the orbs go along them, and so it's a visual indicator of where they're going.
Закидываем арбы.
It's fantastic. We're going to grab this here. We're our first instance of what I like to call a crawler, but I know there's a couple different names for
yeah, I
this.
think these are officially called walkers.
Yes.
Exactly. So we're going to find that here. We're going to grab that, and there's actually a little
И
piece of geometry over here.
отправляем
We'll
мор
put
по
the crawler or the walkers on top of it,
специальной
allow us to
штуке,
jump on the
ее
back.
называют
Yes, they can
волкер.
follow you, and the further away that you are from the walker, the faster they will move. So we will be trying.
И чем дальше мы от него находимся, тем быстрее он движется, так что сразу
In the
убегаем.
last 6 hours, we're gonna try to get these our crawly friend to rubber band to us because it will speed up significantly. When it gets near you, it slows down. So we got
Yes.
Нам надо подальше от него дергаться, потому что его рубербендит, так сказать. Знаете, как в Need for Speed, короче, когда уехали вперед, а вас догоняют. Даже не в Need for Speed, а в каком-нибудь Флэтауте, где вообще конченый рубербенд, и машины постоянно притягивают, если ты очень сильно от них убегаешь, они прям лютое турбо включают. Вот так же этот, так сказать, бродяга и работает.
Yep, so jumping out of the purple world here, and then grabbing green and going into
Надо
the
еще
wall.
орб закинуться.
Yeah, we're gonna be on this little ship thing here just for a hot minute. So I think we got time for a few donations.
Yeah, it's a short cutscene.
Absolutely. Also, it's hilarious to me how you keep saying red and orange every single time
I
you
try to
say
be
orb
inclusive here.
just to get it on each other. So that Mars thing, people didn't love that one. It's $25 from KD.
Все, спускаемся, так сказать, в прямую кишку, пока она не отвалилась.
Okay.
Okay.
It kind of looks like a jack-o'-lantern here, actually.
Look at the shine that it's giving on the floor there. That is definitely red.
I do want to mention one thing, in just a little optimization. These orbs, they have like those little flying animations that they need to go to their next spot. If you put
Так,
the
у орбов
orange orb on the left, it goes a little bit faster towards the destination. So
анимация
there's a tiny little
происходит.
optimization there.
Even though the red orb is actually going to the right here. And yes, we do
Так
stick
что мы
to our colors
используем
very bad.
оптимизацию, манипулируем, так сказать, их движением. Вот в таком вот положении, если они слева экрана, и конкретно оранжевый орб, то он летит быстрее.
We have purple and we have green and orange inside of this, and so we're currently interacting with two orbs inside of one singular world. And so we're going to see here, we do in fact have to do orange here first,
Yes.
Before we do green, because we actually need the orange power inside of the green side.
I will point out the smart game design here of, even though we have two powers, currently only giving us the use of one power so that we don't feel overwhelmed by all the different abilities that we now have.
Так, снова бродяга, снова убегаем от него подальше, чутка возвращаемся. Не сразу он зашел на платформу, которую нужно, но ничего. Подвигали его чуть-чуть снова и побежали. Снова отдаем ему мор. Нам надо не выходить из этого круга, потому что иначе мы упадем.
We're gonna learn. Coming up here, we do have a skip that we can do if the refresh rate, I think, is like
It's just high.
it's
Above
really
60,
high. Yeah.
It's not necessary. The casual way still works just fine.
Yeah.
And it's
Так,
not that
тут
much
говорят,
slower.
скип можно сделать, но можно и казуально пройти.
I think it looks like it's walking faster.
Да, но это он зависит от FPS, короче, говорят.
And we're supposed to bring it up to the top and stop
Yeah,
it for a little
you
bit.
gotta go the other way.
If the refresh rate is fast enough, the walker will be a little bit slow, and we can beat it to the other side, but we can't in this case. So we're just going to do the casual solution for the puzzle.
There we go.
With a
Так,
little
да,
bit of
решаем
time
все-таки
actually
пазл
walk
казуально.
underneath here as well.
Yes. And so one thing that I wanted to call out now that we have both of these, I don't know if we
Зеленым
actually
орбом
explained
можно
this, but
переключать
when we're
столбы.
walking across with that, orange
И теперь
orb,
у
we
вас
actually
два
have to
орба.
really explain how when we walk across a bridge, we have to
No,
steal-
yeah.
So yeah, when you walk across a bridge with this orange crawler, we do have to make sure we're walking a little bit slow because we can in fact fall ahead of it.
Yes,
So
I did mention that in the
Oh,
last
okay.
Да.
bridge. Yeah,
Perfect.
the circle of crystals around the red orb.
Аккуратно идем, не
Well,
падаем с
one thing I
моста.
will mention again, was that Sunny?
Yeah, I was gonna say we have another ship here. Let's
Yeah.
get a couple donations.
Yeah,
while
this
we're
is a
on
longer
this one.
That's
cutscene. You'll
exactly what I
have
was gonna-
plenty of time
perfect.
for donations
Yeah.
here.
Okay, good, because people have
Большая
very strong
катсценка.
opinions.
Alright.
Here's a couple. One
Такая
I love, one
созерцательная
I don't love.
игра.
I'll let you pick which one is which. I've got $25
Вот
from
одна из
Cool
тех
Kid
игр,
Cool
где
that
вы
says that orb is
просто
not just orange, it's a
можете
straight-up Dragon Ball.
бегать, а потом,
That's one of my bots.
так
Thanks,
сказать,
Gary.
потянуться за
I also
чашкой
have a
кофе,
$1,000 donation.
Yo!
слопать вафельку и
Says, had to donate
продолжить
one of my
бегать,
favorite
так
games of the
сказать,
year.
на
By the way,
расслабоне.
the color is lobster.
All right.
We had salmon, now we have
Такие вот
lobster.
непропускаемые катсцены, это
Still got
на самом деле поле для
Search
возможностей.
for seafood after this.
Можно
We have to now.
расслабиться, там в туалет сбегать.
Plenty of time for donuts.
Quick update, we have broken 5,500
Они вот
toward that
сейчас
bonus clock
донаты
stage.
читают на
Only
GDQ.
$1,500
Вот на GDQ любят такие
Keep
штуки.
going, we have like another
Чтоб
big
можно
one.
было донаты
Sure, we've got a
почитать и
$25
вот
donation
это
from
вот всё.
Saw that says, "Watching this stunning run at work, and it's quickly rushing to
У
the
нас
top of
корабль
the
Самусаран,
play
мы
next.
теперь
Thanks for a great
метроид.
show, Sunny and Couch,
Все
and
в
that orb
машину.
is definitely orange.
Yes! Based.
It's red.
Okay, some more orb management here. We're gonna bring the red orb out of the purple orb into the main world, and then carry the green orb to use the power, and then activate a pad on the other side here.
Так, зеленый орб нам нужен сюда, включаем, выключаем.
That's strange.
That's
Hitbox.
never happened
How do they
before.
work?
Yeah, well.
Okay, and now we're gonna do a similar thing
Triple
but
flip.
before of putting the green orb into the red world so that we can carry two orbs at once while we're inside of the purple world later.
Chat, are you confused yet?
В общем-то, они перемещают
Yes.
Let us know.
у орбы из одного мира в другой.
So now we have red and green inside of purple. We're gonna be able to use the red
Вот такой
power.
вот
We're
хитрой
gonna use the red orb to
манипуляции у
activate
нас
crystal.
возвращается оранжевый орб,
Absolutely.
позволяет
Cool.
пройти
Yeah, we have
дальше
our
чутка.
first example of a triple stack there, which is what I like to call it. And so we're gonna have our next key here coming
And as
up
Ash
well.
would like to say,
Yeah.
we have an orb inside of an orb inside of an orb.
Exactly. This is our first instance of
Мы вот, понимаете, вот мы в орбы затягиваем орбы, и тем, и потом достаем орбы из орбов.
Surely it won't get any more wild.
Yeah, not at
Yeah,
all.
no, surely nothing will break. And
Okay, so we have
Boss
another
physics,
hive
everything.
for our friends here. Gonna get another one.
I love the little notes.
Oh, it's just so, it's sad.
I will
It's so
say that I've been keeping tally of the number of times we've said the word orb,
No
and now
way.
we are at 99.
It's so over.
I was thinking chat might keep track of it, but I'm glad that you're
No,
doing it for us.
this is why I haven't
Так,
toned
они
the
говорят,
down.
что они 99 раз сказали орб
Well,
This is called Break Troy's
на
Wallet.
протяжении
Yeah,
34
I
минут
did cat myself.
этого
Anyway,
прохождения.
so we are now going to be bringing the red orb inside of the green orb this time, so that
Так,
we can
засовываем
trap
красный
our
орб в
friend
зеленый
inside
орб.
here as well, so that we can carry him
Мы
over
тут,
without getting captured inside of this purple world.
так
it
сказать,
is
притащили
absolutely- Troy
друга,
said that perfectly. It is absolutely required
словили
that,
его и сможем
our friend
засунуть
gets
его
captured
потом
here,
в
because
фиолетовый
it's in the overworld,
мир.
you can't actually pass this trap right here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to grab that orb and bring it on through, and we'll be able to go to our more or less later part of our purple area. Where we'll have
Берем
the
зеленый орб.
boss coming up in
Get
a few
that
minutes.
nice jingle telling us we did the puzzle
Yes.
correctly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And don't forget to grab the friend inside of the green
Заходим
orb.
в зеленый орб с красным орбом.
We got him. We got our friend back.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a good companion.
Взяли
Time for
друга.
a donut or
Yeah, a
two?
couple of donuts.
Yeah.
Зеленый орб зафиксирован,
Our
красный
needs
орб
are
в
all
руках.
merging together here. We've got
Друг
$59
позволяет
from
нам
Kraken, who says the orb is
все эти
obviously
штуки
Cinnabar.
выключать.
So here's $59 for the best Pokemon found in the Cinnabar Island gym, Arcanine.
You're telling me that orb is Cinnabon?
Cinnabar.
Oh.
Cinnabar.
Oh.
It's where
also-
flame.
Ho-
it's
ho-
where
Возвращаемся
flame
с зеленым орбом.
Reference,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know we were sponsored by Cinnabon. That's crazy.
Pokemon just bleeds into everything. It's wonderful.
We can take a couple more.
Yeah, I've got $59, or excuse me, $50 here from Rimblade.
Да.
It says orb color. I'm
Ран
going with apricot, spearmint,
далек,
and
так
grape,
сказать,
but
от
I think
безудержного веселья, но тут происходит какой-то квантовый
I really like
кустер.
this approach here. We've got $15 from the Orbicle.
Квантовая
It says, "Ask not what
шизофрения,
color the orb is,
поэтому
ask what color the orb
просто живите с этим.
That's deep.
Think about
Мы
it.
засовываем орб в орб, чтобы в орбе был орб, и мы меняем их местами.
A little bit ahead of them, but
You want to push him?
oh yeah, come on, get a little faster.
Yeah, you
Come on.
That doesn't actually do
It doesn't do it.
Игра года, между прочим.
No, canonically it does.
Okay.
Placebo effect, it will.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my attempt to troll the Cocoon speedrunning community.
Yeah. Everyone watching this VOD in
Always
the future would be like, oh my gosh, we have to push it.
Так.
Well, anyway, coming up here, we have a pretty
Арбы
big
на
part of the game.
бродягах.
I would argue the most technical fights we have in the game and the most stuff to remember. We're going to have our purple boss here, and it's about teleporting.
Yes.
Yes, our purple boss who looks oddly like a
У
certain
нас
squad
ожидает
from
фиолетовый
Didn't watch
босс.
that task last night. You should definitely look at
Orb.
the VOD when you have the time because that was insane. But here we're going to be fighting Cocoon's version of Phantoon.
And the Dread Run. The Dread Run was fantastic.
Oh, Dread Run was also fantastic.
Yes. So we'll see here, we have this purple orb, we're gonna grab this, and we'll have our equivalent character on the opposite side. So you see wherever Sunny is walking, we'll have the exact same thing, but replicated on the other side of the platform. And what we can do is teleport between.
and there you go. Now,
Yep.
now got the manipulation right for the.
Вот мы
getting
встречаем.
there.
You'll see we have to kind of touch these.
Берем
rings on the ground
фиолетовый
to
орб,
actually
и
find the
там
boss.
появляется, так
There
сказать,
actually
копия
isn't any
нас,
technically
но,
RNG
так
during
сказать,
this boss.
зеркально
All of
отображенная.
those little player movements will affect where those little roots spawn. So it's very
Мы можем
technical,
телепортироваться
and,
между ними.
just the tiniest movement can change the outcome drastically.
We're still working on
И
how to
мы
manipulate
подбираем
the
штуку,
boss
которая
correctly.
шмаляет в этого
It
босса.
is in development, and we are finding
Он
ways to
напоминает
make this
босса Баузера,
One thing I do
кстати,
love
из
is,
Марио, с вот
touching
этим
this a
вот
little bit. I do love
ареной,
that this boss
которую
can
он может
calculate
ломать.
the entire thing. It could be the exact same fight every time.
Yes,
Depending on where you walk.
This fight is entirely based on your movement. It's not random at all.
If you could play
Ряд
exactly the
файта
same every
полностью
single time.
манипулируется абсолютно на 200%, поэтому куда мы идем, туда и
Yeah,
босс.
This boss is more than 3 hits. It's going to be quite a few. It still has 3 phases, though.
Nice.
У него
Cool.
3 фазы, кстати.
We'll see here coming up as the purple world has that theme of kind of those fleshy tones, I suppose. Well, we're going to see that in a second on the floor, where if we're stepping on one of the fleshy pads, it'll be a little bit slowed
Первая
down
фаза
for
уже,
our
в
character,
принципе,
so you'll have to
готова.
walk a little
Последний
slower.
момент просто
This is probably the
телепортируемся
biggest
перед его
RNG factor in
атакой.
this specific boss fight. We really want to get the orb, the missile to spawn after he knocks down 2 sets of platforms.
got the accidental orb there.
I'm still keeping tally of it.
Yep,
Still counts.
Still counts.
Amazing.
Говорят, можно рандомный
Also,
орб
he's
получить,
gonna knock out another one, and I
чтобы
want to see the
выстрелить
missile
его.
spawn on a platform that I can access.
Yes. Call her
Can't
nice
believe we're
movement.
over 100 already.
That's wild.
Oh, okay. A little slow here.
I will
Not a
update us
lot you
again
can
at the
do.
halfway point of the run, which will be coming up fairly soon.
Yes.
What's interesting about this boss that I particularly like is that you will never be stranded on a single island. There will always be
Последняя
something
фаза у
next to you
босса
or
осталась.
something that you can teleport to, rather. So it's
Right.
either next to you or something across that you can access.
Yeah,
Right,
it's challenging but fair.
And now we're going to be going into the third phase where now our boss has armor around him, so we got to wait a little
И
bit
теперь у
before we can
него
send the bomb
армора.
his way.
We'll give a quiet moment for a second. Nice.
There we go.
Awesome.
И он сам налетает на бомбу.
Fantastic. And a quick reset will get us back to our overworld.
Так что быстро перезаходим игру, и
Remember, we have
нас
these
возвращают
little,
куда надо.
fungi across the world, and now they're going to be.
Where's the orb? Where'd it go? Where'd it
Where
go?
is it?
Oh, it's there.
Oh, so we have that many orbs now.
Yes.
Infinite
Oh, yeah,
orbs.
All
and
the any plant.
It's also there.
Yeah, any fungi that you see in the world, we can grab the orb from it and bring it with us. So you can see that disappears from where it was last placed when we pick up one.
Теперь у нас орбы просто из ниоткуда берутся, мы можем их...
One instance where we no longer have to worry about escorting the orb.
Вот в этом мире
It's just-
просто
it'll come
все
with us
орб.
from a plant somewhere later in the map.
Oh yeah, so here we're approaching our favorite friend of this run. This is Blorbo.
Yes, that is a fan.
Shout
that
out
is
to Blorbo.
That is a community name. That's not the official one, but it is Blorbo for us.
It's Blorbo in our
Вот
hearts.
этого чувака в комьюнити называют Блорбо, это лучший друг.
The devs are actually in the speedrun Discord, and they have agreed with us that
Yeah,
that is now Blorbo.
and if you're wondering about the red versus orange debate, even the devs can't agree on that.
What's interesting, if you didn't actually note there, is that Sunny is actually having like a bit of a control center where you can control the Blorbo's direction, right?
Yes.
So you're able to move, as long as there's like a fleshy thing on the ground, you're able to move the Blorbo.
Мы можем немножко
Actually, come up
управлять.
here, if one of y'all wants to explain, come
Yeah,
up
I'll
here.
do
We have one of the biggest glitches in the game that we love to utilize.
Yeah, the only glitch that's
The ol-
useful
yeah.
to us in the speedrun.
that we have found so far.
So Bobby mentioned that the Blorbos are confined to those little fleshy bits on the ground. Turns out that maybe they're not actually. So we're gonna quote unquote sort of just free
Проходим
Blorbo
дальше.
from,
Yes.
the confinement, and we will just it
Снова
gets
наш
free.
друг.
Yeah, so the
Используем
navigation
такой
when you
вот
get to these
склизкий
points of
джойстик,
free-
чтобы им
free
управлять.
intersections is a little bit wonky, so we can clip Blorbo out of bounds.
Мы можем его клипнуть здесь в ЛБ,
Just be
кстати.
right on the edge, and it will free Blorbo.
Если прям на уголке его закинуть, о, вау, с первого трая.
Okay.
I think it should.
Вот это было забавно.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
out
you're
of
fine.
bounds.
Yeah,
It's still out of
all
bounds.
good.
We're
We're all
good.
good.
Но он все еще летает,
Gotta
смотрите.
get Blorbo back in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice,
okay.
nice, fantastic.
It gets a little crazy once it's trying to get back onto the path.
Yeah, it can get a bit chaotic with bouncing, and if you leave it alone for too long, it can just like do a crazy rotation.
It doesn't know which wall to go to because there are walls everywhere.
The intended route is to go all the way around and send it all the way back and move your character there and back, and we just avoid all of that by just bringing the Blorbo to us.
Yeah, this one saves a pretty considerable amount.
Yeah,
of
that
time.
one
Yes.
saves, if you do it optimally, it saves, I think, around 25 seconds.
We're going to be doing that one more time on this next puzzle.
Yeah, and like we kind of mentioned before, you really have to be on the edge of that geometry. And so, for example, I like to do it on keyboard because then I have like a solid input in one
Yes.
direction. But Sunny is amazing at the skip, and so can just do it with a controller, just kind of go across.
Yeah, so we do have that platform that
Хватает
we're supposed
друга.
to raise and go up with, and we have to go back and forth to that button a bunch of times. So, but instead we can
Yeah,
just
we
Nice.
free Blorbo again.
Снова закидываем его в ЛБ.
This one is much.
Найс.
That's not gonna...
Этот трюк был немножко сложнее предыдущего,
Nice.
но получился как-то даже быстрее.
Okay, great.
This one only saves like.
Так
6
сказать,
seconds.
первый залет
You can
тренировочный
do a
был.
bit better version. You just, I mean, we only
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
about that yesterday, so yeah, it's okay.
Learning
You
new
didn't have to learn
things.
it right
Yeah,
now.
We're
we've been-
developing strats.
Yeah,
Developing
we're
strats.
developing strats, trading strats, so Sunny doesn't know all of them, despite having the world record and the only 126 in the community.
that's going down every month.
Yeah, so now I can say we've officially hit the halfway point of this run, and we are currently at 113
Wow.
instances.
Slow down a little bit.
Так, они уже,
This is just a
так сказать,
phenomenon. We're not gonna have to
114
really
раз
manually unpack our
сказали
orbs,
слово
but,
orb.
This is one that the checkpoint is kind of at a weird location. So.
Yeah, so while we do this, we can throw it to some
И
donations.
пошло время забирать орбы.
We've got $50 from
Из
Adorable
фиолетового
that says
выходим.
these first 3 orbs are all mixes of 2 primary colors, which makes them all part of the secondary color family,
See?
orange, green, and purple. Looking forward to seeing the next orb colors. Thank you for that input.
Okay.
Good to ponder. Here's one
Interesting.
from Nitiana that says for $25 who says, as a painter,
Вообще максимально медитативная игра, даже не замечаешь, как она проходит.
And the other is clearly PO71 Daniel Smith watercolor transparent Pyral orange.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
We all
Тем
know that.
временем зал немножко пустоват, 9 утра, как бы
Role that you could have as a
уже
painter
почти
that can comment
10.
on that. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything better than that.
Yeah.
This is like someone who
I
officially works
think
with
that's
colors.
it. I think that's it. That's the best
Yeah.
one. That's official.
You know, that's
Another
Народ
long
еще
cutscene,
спит.
So we can just keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
you got it.
options.
We have $15 from RB that says red orb, green orb, purple orb. Is this Cocoon or Devil May Cry? I like this. And this, you did this to yourself, Sonny. This is $50 from Loonyware who says by the power
В донатах
of Beta
шутят,
Wind,
что
sent by
вот
Sunny
типа
Muffin, I proclaim the purple orb.
красный, зеленый, фиолетовый орб, это что, Devil May
Okay, so
Cry?
now we have-
Не,
Okay, so now our orbs
это
have been taken
Патрик.
away from us, and
В смысле,
we're gonna
как он?
be, going to the purple area first, and yeah, so each area has their own dedicated powers. Yet again, just showing us what the powers can do on their own without being combined.
Yeah.
This is-
Хватаем
Actually gets like
бродягу.
Yes, this is where Sunny is probably going to stop talking a lot.
Absolutely.
Бродяга сейчас нам нажмет на платформу. Сразу, как только мы его позвали, мы убегаем подальше.
That and
Так мы
faster
быстрее
speeds,
ходим.
right?
Ну, в смысле, так он быстрее ходит.
For the orb to spawn on the bottom there, you can just go straight to the section and pick up from one of the fungi later.
Another cool example of dropping that there, and oh, got it just in time.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh,
Another example of dropping the
wow.
orb on top of our
Жесткий
crawler creature
трик.
instead of through a pipe this time, and so another cool example of doing that. This puzzle casually is very frustrating to figure out, I think, for the first time. And so,
Очень сложный пазл казуально, но вот
Nice. All right, so we're gonna walk around and we're gonna see our first hang glider.
Yeah, I'm
таким вот путем, при помощи прыжка мы
I think it's pretty hard to
открываем
start
ворота
hang
до
gliding.
того, как другие ворота закроются. Ну, и мы находимся в удачной позиции, чтобы
Zach, gotta hold on
сделать.
tight. Exactly. Maybe time for a
Засунули
jump.
пустоту в орб.
Absolutely, we got $50 from Node that says, hi from the back couch. The red orb is orange. I also want to say thanks to Ash for being such a cool friend, and shout outs to the green orb, or as I like to call it,
Теперь
Gorb.
эта штука нас подбросит.
Wait, would an orange orb be orb? Orb. Orb.
yeah, but
I
it's
do have-
red, so it'd be
It's
orb.
Roar.
very, very clearly.
Oh, purple orb is porb.
Okay, going into the green section next. It is possible to
Пойдем
hit the
в
approach
зеленую
many times
секцию.
and go back around, just by the way, so you want to be careful of that.
And I think Troy, you had mentioned this before, how we have like global switches between something that's
Yes.
solid and something that's not solid. We really utilize here. That's basically the entirety of this puzzle, is keeping track of which of these two columns goes up and down. Because you can see that exit is actually not lit up right now when we're on the other side. And so our goal is to get our crawler friend
Да.
on that other side and get up and get out. So you'll see that here. We're going to grab that green orb, put it on that crawler, and we're actually going to launch our friend similar to our purple area. We're going to launch him over and
Сюжет, так сказать, о взаимодействиях орбов в Society.
little separated from this
Вот.
path.
Есть
Grabbing that orb,
такое
making
общество
making
орбов,
sure
они
that
все
it stops
живут
on that little platform.
в мире,
Sending him over
но
with that button.
они друг
So we
от
can
друга
grab that orb,
отделены,
put back
и мы
over
должны
and
собрать
cross
все
that
орбы,
bridge.
This
так
is
сказать,
something
все
very actually excellent.
кольца бесконечности.
Grabbing the orb off the little robo
Я
head
так это
is
вижу,
attack.
вы меня не переубедите.
Yeah, and
Surprisingly weird.
this is the instance of one button doing multiple things, so we can drop off the orb onto the walker there, even though it might think that we want to activate the column instead, but it can tell just based on what we're closest to.
Absolutely.
Тут буквально чуть ли не однокнопочная игра, что мы
Follow us.
Нажимаем орб,
и
он берется, и одновременно эта платформа поднимается.
We can get a couple more donations.
Снова засовываем
Sure thing. I'm not
пустоту
seeing a
в
lot
орб.
of love for red orbs, so if there's red orb lovers out there, please donate.
Yeah,
Because
please show
everybody,
yourselves.
I got $25 from
Ребят,
Nick
какой ваш
here, and it
любимый
says,
орб?
Hey, Sunny and Couch, good luck for the run. Love from France. Also, the orb is orange.
Yeah.
Keep going.
$5 from Node. Oh wait, we got that one. We got $10 from Iggy Zig. Says the dress.
Iggy.
Yeah, Iggy says the dress is obviously black and blue, not white and gold. Wait, what are we talking about?
Is that the Laurel or Yanny thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Орб из Quake 3 это хороший
Okay,
орб.
so now going into the red orbs puzzles. So yeah, just navigating around the secret path that we have.
Nice. Cool. This puzzle, I would argue, is one of the hardest casually in the game, just to figure out for how deceiving it looks. It looks pretty
Yes.
simple when you first approach it, but it's not the easiest thing, because you actually kind of have to reverse your thinking if anyone wants to explain it.
Я считаю, надо
we
устроить
have this,
голосование.
over here that we're gonna get the orb on, and we are going to have it carry
Мясной
over
орб,
like
фрикаделька,
before.
что ли?
You see that switch that's,
Чебупелька.
under the bridge, and
Прикиньте,
we need to
давайте
have
называть
the
до
walker
конца рана
be
эти
on that
штуки
switch so we can get
чебупелями.
the wall to move. And,
Хотя
the
это
way we're
какой-то
gonna do
продакт
that is just
плейсмент будет.
grab the orb off of the walker and just have him
А
fall
чебупелька
on
нас
straight on the
догоняет.
switch.
Normally we're trying to avoid falling, but here we're actually intentionally having something fall off the bridge right there. Fantastic. Dropping it on top of the button, and we're going to go all the way around.
Отлично,
making
в
that
тайминг
seal so we
заходим
actually
в
bring our
ворота.
walker through up into the exit. Really
Мы
fantastic.
там оставили бродягу нашего. Ну ничего, мы за него можем вернуться, да? Мы же вернемся. Замечательно.
Cool.
Yeah, so we
Last
have
hang glider section.
Yeah, I have
Let's,
some more
let's get another
donations in this
donation.
last hang glider section.
Yeah, you got a $25 from Draco D. Says the color of this.
Так, жестко. Красный орб в голосовании выходит вперед.
I think that still counts as a tally
It does.
for orange.
And then $10 from Slickify that says the color of the orb is obviously the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Thank you for those donations. I really appreciate
Fantastic.
it.
Так,
Cool.
все, засосали Void.
You can't actually fall during this segment.
Yeah, you,
No,
you,
it's
you
a cutscene.
have no buttons available.
We're actually, it's just, you click A and you're good.
I'm holding on tight.
Напоминает вот этих
It's a roller coaster, you gotta-
гаргульи из Dark Souls. Я не знаю, это не гаргульи. Гаргульи это те, которые боссы. А вот там какие-то летающие штуки, которые тебя в Андерлонду приносят. Тоже смешные.
And actually flip this little rotunda in the middle here, and so. But what we didn't mention is you kind of have to drag it along this little path, and these paths appear many times.
Вот так вот проснулись, рванулись.
Normally they activate something. What you have to do is fully get it to the end of its path to actually activate whatever you're.
Игра решила, что хорошее, так сказать, геймплей сделать, заставить нас тянуть орб по кругу, чтобы перевернуть эту платформу. И мы переместились в другой мир, в другой орб,
White's not a color. It's a
в котором все эти орбы.
Maybe we'll have that painter
То есть,
donate.
понимаете, мы, так сказать, все время путешествуем из орба в орб. Мы, так как мы засовываем орбы в орб, то есть какие-то орбы более высокого порядка. И получается, этот орб самый порядочный из них. Мы как будто, так сказать, вышли за пределы вселенной. Как в фильме «Люди в черном», когда они нашли кота, у него галактика на ремешке.
Witness rules. We don't fall off cliffs.
We're coming up here. We have all of our orbs together in one little happy family, and so we're gonna go down here and get our, I think our fourth or fifth.
This is fifth.
This is our fifth. Perfect. So we have another example. I think this is probably the longest unlock that we have here, because you have to go back and forth a bit. We have our fifth key, and go ahead and unlock that guy.
So Ash has a very important
Так,
job
надо
here.
5 кнопок нажать.
The orb is there.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. Don't.
Так, у нас фиолетовый орб побеждает с жестким отрывом. Никто не любит зеленый орб, да?
Grab it.
Ой, будь здоров, Дакар.
Yeah, go for it.
Ой.
There you go.
That is actually the most difficult thing to remember while you're like on a good pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ну, прошу прощения.
Just want to keep,
Platform up here, and you don't have an orb in your hand.
Ah.
What just happened?
you want to keep moving forward, and you're like, wait, I forgot something.
Absolutely.
Все, движемся
So
вперед.
awkward to go forward.
Yes.
One thing I'll say,
Спасибо,
we
парни.
have now reached a point in the run
Это
where
просто
things get
туда, как я вас
exponentially more
понимаю.
difficult.
Yes.
As you can imagine,
И
with
это
4
получается
orbs that all do
белый орб.
different things, you know, we use those in a multitude of different ways, and it just gets exponentially harder from here
Yeah.
forward.
You may notice that
Если это
the other 3 orbs, we can't actually get to them right now. They're kind of
красный, зеленый и фиолетовый, то какая это цветовая палитра?
I will mention this is my favorite door and also Bobby's. I think.
Можно ли из
I
них
think
сделать
this is also my
белый?
favorite door. This
Что
is
будет,
the
если
best
все
door
эти
in the game.
цвета
What was the
смешать?
word I was looking for? Like
Я
a nesting egg or something like that, where they kind of goes inside.
Yeah,
Не
like
шарю.
those,
It's a
Russian
Russian
nesting dolls.
Yeah,
Russian
yeah, there we go.
dolls. There is they do have a Russian word, but I forget the word that they use.
Так, тут всякая
One
фигня
more bit,
происходит,
this
поэтому мы
little
пробегаем
area right
мимо.
here,
Ну ее
because,
нафиг.
This area is very important. We'll get back to it in quite a bit, but
Yeah, before we have
remember
to manage orbs, we will be going into the 4th boss fight here.
Yes.
Got a
Really-
little cutscene
У нас
here.
ожидает четвертый
Yeah,
босс-файт.
charging up cannon here. That will be.
I guess this could be considered our last like mini boss, I
Yeah.
suppose, and so really cool. to
Маски,
have here. And we
конечно,
kind of have a
конечно.
little bit, and as you can tell throughout the other
В
bosses, we
маске
kind of have
клоуна.
like a bit of this foreshadowing as for
Right.
what the orbs do, and that is no different here. We have a little bit of a foreshadow of what we're going to get with our white orb.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here we gotta enter this other orb, because this is also another spherical thing. And we're gonna pick up the power for this boss fight, and it's gonna
Почти
shoot us
цимук
out of the cannon into this
получается,
fleshy
реально.
I love the
Да, вот
term
таков
fleshy
путь
or
комментатора.
It's fleshy.
Изолируемся,
Absolutely,
мужики.
yes.
As a reminder, from the
Так,
last
у нас
boss, it's the
блестящий
same
орб.
kind of fleshy ground that is incredibly
Slow ground.
yeah, slow to walk on.
So now we're going to be having the ability to fly for this boss, and so we're just going to be breaking out these friends to help us out for the beginning. Of
Ломаем другов
Key visual indicator here is when
в
Sunny
достаемых
actually lands on
из
these
сферок,
pads, these white
из
little pads will,
кристалликов.
highlight. You'll see a little, white,
Чтобы они
orbs
открыли
flying
всякие
around.
механизмы.
We have to step on those in order to get our flying sequence back, and so if you miss it, you'll see we're walking a little bit slower here. So we
И
have to hit
мы
those
освободили
flying.
You
босса.
wanna introduce
Теперь
us to this
надо
boss? What's this boss?
Oh, yeah,
ним
this is Punch
разобраться.
Access.
These are canonical now.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll notice here, there's a lot of different pads. One of them is highlighted yellow or orange. I don't know. There's a lot of colors.
Oh yeah, is this
That's orange.
Donations? Is this yellow or orange?
That is orange.
Так, они там спорят, это желтый или оранжевый. Подсветку платформы.
The
So
one.
yeah, go for it.
It's fine.
Any процент?
Yeah, so you'll
Есть
see here
другая
after
категория,
each leg that we
конечно.
kinda defeat here, the
Но я
boss will
думаю,
drop
есть
on the
категория,
ground
как
and
минимум,
make, like, a
собрать всю
shockwave that we
фигню.
have to avoid, as well
И-
as making sure that we don't get caught by
Так,
the
как
legs of
игра-то
the boss as
называется?
well. So Sunny's
COCOON.
gonna go to these orange
Да.
pallets, and the boss will rush over, slap the leg on, and we
А,
have to go
есть
destroy
All
the
Moon
leg as a shot.
Ancestors.
Yes.
Yes, this is another thing like the second boss, where it takes a second. Like after the first phase, it takes a second. You have to stomp. on a
Надо
couple
собрать
before we
всех
actually
лунных
get,
предков.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, we're
Oh,
good. We're
Yeah,
good.
that won't bring you out.
Nice.
В общем-то, все. Тут как бы не особо много гличей, кроме вот этих ОБ. Нет смысла в глишлess категории, наверное. Да.
You won't ruin the boss fight. You'll just
Yeah.
get shook off of the leg.
It does reset the phase.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Any other boss, if you get touched by the boss when
Yeah, you
it's
just
active,
get
you
thrown
just
out.
Короче, активируем платформы, он
Shown
под
that
них
animation.
стукает.
We're not going to.
We're not going to.
That would lose time, so we're not going to show
И вот смотрите, блестящая платформа ломает ему ноги.
Before that happens, Scary. Like the second boss, we need
Так что надо, так сказать, с подсветкой искать. Максимально такая геймерская игра, вот кто любит всякие подсветки на ваших, так сказать, кулерах.
You notice it has the cat butt wiggle whenever it jumps?
Yeah. Pet the cat for a
It's
second.
Вот эта прыгающая штука, это тоже своего рода геймер.
Ooh, nice.
There it is. There's that
Это та самая игра, которую никто не знал, пока она не выиграла. Башня, да, это оно, мужики.
Destroy the last.
Она реально выиграла Пицца Башни.
Nice job. By the way, I mean, you know, knock on wood, we are deathless. Well, technically deathless right now.
Yeah.
which
So
is
we're back
fantastic.
in, well, not the, we were calling the white.
overworld.
Yeah, yeah, we were calling the white area the main world, but now we're.
Не знаю, игры
that
типа
into the sun.
Пицца Башни, это
Yeah.
панк-рок,
And we got
им
a
не
white
нужны награды, им
ability
нужно
here.
признание
Just a gun.
братвы.
We have a gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it's a gun. We have a gun now.
Lasers are pretty cool.
Pizza Tower.
We've got some opinions on the actual
Просто
colors.
купите и играйте.
We got $20 from Orb Science
Это
Expert,
базис.
who says it's not white, it's colorless.
Какун умрет.
Your opinion. All right.
Спойлер.
$5 from Osmore saying, okay, but consider the following. The white orb is gray. Do I believe it? That's up to you. I just want to...
Теперь мы можем заряжать орб. Ну зачем? Он будет стрелять. Да? Ну-ка пошло. Умоляем.
So when we get to this pad here where we can shoot, we'll be shooting it backwards so that we have time to get onto this elevator.
Смотрите, стреляет назад в эту платформу, отражающую, чтобы у нас было время добежать до лифта. Это казуальный способ прохождения, да. Ничего удивительного. Иначе вы просто не успеете добегать до лифта.
I'm confused what you mean.
It's taking our
but it's
orbs,
taking our
though.
orbs, but I still don't quite know what you mean by a boss here.
Все, вы вытащили орбы.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, that thing.
Получается,
Yeah.
босс
Got it.
забрал у
That's
нас орбы
unfortunate.
или что?
Yeah.
I'm out of coffee.
Oh boy, you better rely on that adrenaline.
We gotta go real fast.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated instead.
А раннер говорит, сейчас пошла самая тяжелая часть рана, потому что у него закончилось кофе.
Four different mirrors all kind of cycling, and so this is technically, weirdly, a timed puzzle with how we're going to hit the cycles, and so everything is pretty precise here.
Yeah, trapping the bullet inside of these four mirrors and then
Yeah.
grabbing the orb.
This is also the first instance of being able to place the white orb inside.
Стигмата
of
пела в
those little
2007
pedestals and
предсказала
automatically
такие
shows the colors.
исходы, да.
Really tight window and made it first try.
Вот
Nice
это
shot.
пошли пожилые рикошеты.
So coming
Вот
up
он,
here, we're going to,
ворошиловский
hit
стрелок
this pad
нашего
and we're gonna
времени.
reset because the checkpoint happens right there. And we're coming up on our first. I guess Mom isn't very proud of us, so we're gonna have to. We have to fight.
We have to prove.
Раннер говорит, ну,
for our orbs.
время
So
рано
we're
пока
gonna go
неплохое, мать гордится, наверное, ими.
Nice. You'll see here each of these kind of develop and have these.
Не знаю, если бы я
diamonds have
спидранил на
different
ГДК
characteristics
игру
as we're
COCOON,
moving
мне бы
through
мать
these
сказала,
levels.
что
So
я
you'll
лучше
see they all
работу
kind of
нашел.
interact with our character in a
Но
different way.
это
These ones are just kind of have like a
то,
barrier
как,
and they
так
rotate.
сказать,
We
скажут.
do have set paths that start when we load from checkpoint. So there is a way to predict where they're going to be, but
Yeah.
it's still.
It is completely
Так,
consistent. It's just very
пытаемся
hard
вернуть у
to
этого босса
see
наши
those
орбы, а
ways.
то,
Once you
так
get off
сказать,
the
тут
cycle,
художественный фильм
yeah,
произошел,
it's all-
все
all
своровали.
I will say there's no actual like boss fight against Mom. We're just going to be.
Yeah, just playing a game of
Playing
ping pong.
pong.
Yeah.
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 Mom
So-
was an 80s kid.
It's target
and-
Yeah.
So that was the first hit on our mother here, and we're just gonna grab and she's gonna give us
Видимо,
the orb back.
так сказать, этот босс называется мать или типа того. Ну, в общем, привет матери.
Before then that was God, but now it's Mom.
This is Sun Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this is where it gets a little complicated. And
Yes.
I say little, very
Might need the
lightly.
whiteboard.
Yeah, we might need the whiteboard to explain what's happening here. So, this is one of my favorite puzzle ideas in the whole game, right? So, the idea
Так,
being
говорят,
to put
нас
this
ожидает
green orb
пазл.
on the platform, but we're gonna use the white
Чтобы
orb
его
to
объяснить,
shoot
нужен
lasers inside of a world that persist
микроразум
into the world. So we're gonna
и
hop in here, and that
paint.
white shot continues to go left through the
same
world.
direction,
Yeah,
yeah.
То есть мы сейчас прыгаем в зеленый орб, в то время, когда в этот зеленый орб стреляет белый орб.
Enforce that this new ability that we have here by
Теперь мы выходим из зеленого орба. И стреляем с другой стороны уже.
Really bring out that whiteboard, do some frantic.
Yeah.
Вот.
Really. Awesome. Well, here's our second instance of that.
Вообще,
We're gonna have a third one.
мало
Yeah.
пазлов
We're gonna
выходит
reshoot
хороших в
downwards
последнее
here. So
время.
there is a bit of a cycle that you can hit here coming up, and in order to get, you see these little columns.
Так что,
in the
возможно,
left
для
side,
кого-то
but you
такая
don't
игра
need
стала
this
глотком
second
свежего
area.
воздуха.
Why that's important when we get to a special diamond in a bit.
Yes.
Yes, that will be great. So we're going to come up here on this this new warp pad, which is actually going to.
Напоминает вот всякие штуки с лазерами из второго
So that whole
портала.
idea of keeping in mind which direction your bullets are firing, we now have a moving pad that we can use.
Теперь мы можем, то есть, понимаете, да, мы сначала двигали лазер, потом мы двигаем платформу. И теперь у нас уже без орбов обилка есть зеленая.
So yeah, great example of the world persisting.
Но мы
throughout all
типа
of this, which is fantastic. And so we're going to go back down.
сломали, получается,
What Sonny's
орбы
gonna do is
или
gonna
что?
go into this world, actually shift that platform a little bit so we can do 2 shots later on in the
Типа,
level. So
по идее, игра
we'll move
считает,
this
что у
over
нас
to the
есть
right
орб.
once. Going out, grabbing that green orb, putting it on the placeholder up top here, and then grabbing our shot, which we will then do by hand coming up here in a second. And so Sonny's going to do, I believe, 2 shots.
Very quick.
Yep, 2 quick shots into here, and so we can go into this column up here.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And with this use of shooting the bullets into that diamond.
Да, как видите, Warp сейчас реально портал уже какой-то. Раз выстрел в него залетает, и то, что, так сказать, залетает здесь, вылетает там, внутри орба. Снова шмап-секция, довольно простенькая. Пора отжимать. О, он с первого раза даже не справился. Но тут Стрей бывал, но не на этом ГДК. Да. На каждый год там новые игры показывают. Они даже сделали форму для добавления игр, которые только вышли. Не знаю, не сказать, что игра там сильно уникальная. Конечно, аудиовизуально выглядит прикольно. Хотя таких вот инди-игр просто тьма тьмущая. Казалось бы. Да и типа механики такие, но есть же там тот же Портал, там его клоны, в которых вот все эти пазлы отчасти были реализованы.
Greetings from Scotland, loving this run. Good banter from the couch and host in a very fun-looking game I will need to get. Oh, and for the orbs, I say whoever currently holds the world record should decide the color.
No. Wait. So Sonny has the current world record in any percent. I have the world record 100%. So do we 50-50?
Вот теперь у нас полно орбов.
We need a third category.
Yeah.
We are so evenly split down the middle.
Wild.
Закидываем белый в красный теперь. Мы можем юзать обилки белого орба внутри красного, то есть заряжать, стрелять.
And like it's just every time you think you're completely done with the world, you're not going to use it again, and you just wind up finding something new. And
И мы уже засунем 2 орба в один орб.
I kind of touched on this before. I just love the idea that you're going all the way back to the very first world, that you're still unlocking something in the very base level of where you started with the game, right? So you're
То есть такая элементы метроидвании по самой не балуй просто играются с нами. Возвращаемся в самые ранние локи, засовываем туда какой-то новый орб, он нам открывает какой-то вот такой летающий тапок, которым мы летим в новые неизведанные локации, которые нужны для прохождения игры. При этом нам надо еще как-то думать о головой, чтобы эти орбы таскать с собой. Открываем здоровую дверь. Но мы пока туда не идем, нам еще нужно белым орбом раскинуться. О, они принесли доску. Будут зарисовки делать, так сказать, домашнее задание покажут.
This is actually inside the white orb.
Yeah, so we jump out and now we're back at where we put the white orb. And so we put it in a specific spot so that we could be ready to jump to the other side of that
Вот
bridge.
специально в это место
And we hit that diamond.
засунули белый орб, чтобы выйти
This is the
отсюда.
best way I can describe this. And so we have an orange world. We have the white door inside of that. We have a white orb inside of the white door that we go inside and outside. And we have the green orb inside of everything.
Yeah.
So I know probably not the most visible thing on camera, but it was.
Короче,
really my heart.
зеленый орб есть внутри всех миров, белый орб есть, так сказать, внутри красного. И мы им еще дверь открыли, и теперь у нас... И все это время мы в красном орбе были, который находится... Я уже не знаю, где он находится. Простите.
Into this universe door, as the game calls it.
Leave the green orb so that the bridge is still active, and go back through this door so that we are now inside the white orb's environment.
Yeah, and through this, as I
Да,
like
это
to call it,
проход
the Jerry Seinfeld corridor.
между
No
мирами
reason
получается.
whatsoever. It's just an in-joke.
Это у нас белого.
Yeah, to the point where neither of us understand that only action.
Напоминает мне тот мод на портал, где еще есть портал во времени, и вы мозги ломаете, а потом просто начинаете там в коопе сидите и начинаете просто делать все быстро, и оно как-то работает, просто все порталы там открываются
One
туда-сюда.
little cool optimization there is Sunny actually does that shot on the left-hand side in order to put the orb inside of that little pedestal right away. And so while it's unlocking, we can actually just start running back and grabbing the orange.
Doing stuff
orb.
during
Yep,
animations.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now we're gonna retrieve. First position the white orb on this top pedestal to start shooting bullets.
Yep.
And then
Так,
we're gonna go grab
стреляем
the green
белым
orb
орбом.
inside of the red orb.
If you remember, we have to change that pad.
Теперь
as well,
хватаем
because
зеленый
inside of
орб
the
внутри
green,
красного.
orb, we have that rotating pad, and with that rotating pad, as you can see here, we're getting shots from our north side.
Меняем
So what
их
we're gonna do is we're
местами.
gonna
Теперь
make
мы
sure the
внутри
green one is right in the middle on
зеленого.
top, and so we're able to shoot
И вот
outward.
смотрите, зачем, оказывается, нужна эта платформа, да. В принципе, понятно. Мы ее так и использовали, кстати.
Nice job.
And that orientation
Так как еще стреляет в этот зеленый орб, то эти колонны туда-сюда включаются, выключаются, что забавно.
No,
It kind of
okay,
does that.
the check,
The checkpoint
whenever you
resets.
checkpoint reset, it sets it to a specific state, which happens
Yeah.
to be the same one. Because we are going to start really abusing these checkpoint resets, because unpacking all of these orbs between each puzzle, because we have to pack them all into the orange orb to actually get them
transport them.
across.
Yep.
But unpacking them is really slow, and we can actually just, as soon as we get across the bridge, reload the checkpoint, and it'll unpack them all for us, saving tons of time.
Yes.
Right.
Так, сейчас мы будем
I
релодиться,
will mention
получается,
the moving,
чтобы все эти орбы раскидались куда
I
надо.
believe in like the release patch, it did not move at all. It was always like I think to the
I
left,
didn't actually know that.
and then it was hotfixed in later. That it is kind of close.
Вот,
to where
пошел релод,
or might be like
стратегический.
Yeah, we're intended. You
Так
last
видите,
Yeah.
все орбы на месте, на
Here's a
чекпоинте.
fun little puzzle. So we're basically doing similar to
Самим
what we
их
did
таскать
last
было
time
бы
with
очень
the
долго.
twist. The twist coming up in a second here, but you'll notice that we have a mirror in this level. So what we're gonna do a similar level of packing, and where we move the pad in the green layer to a certain position. We put the green orb inside of the red orb, and then we're
А, неужели мы будем стрелять по зеленому орбу из красного? Из...
My goodness.
Через красный?
Bobby.
yeah, screw the tech. We don't need to talk about that. this is clearly more important.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Even though,
anyway.
okay, but we do
Yeah.
have the orb shooting
so-
into the orb. Into
А,
the orb.
понятно, когда попадает по красному орбу белый орб, то у нас открывается проход зеленого орба.
Into the green orb and then shot the diamond. So
Yes.
the bullet still was persisting into each individual world. And now we're gonna pack the
И
white
пуля
orb
просто
into
летит
red orb so
через
we can
вообще
all
все
three
эти
of
миры.
us.
If we have like a donation or two across this, just walking across this next bridge, that would be great.
Интересно, можно ли ее,
So close
так
to
сказать,
6,000
по кругу
out of 7,000
пустить?
for that bonus clock tower gauge. Keep those donations coming. Let's get that hit.
Yes.
Let's get that.
We got $10 from Captain Rock QC, who says, "Love this game so much."
При этом, когда
Awesome
снаряд
work. That being
пролетает,
said, the
орб
colors are
каждый раз
obviously
активируется.
orange, Obsidian, and Porble.
Okay.
So,
All right. Can I say with that we've officially hit
Кстати,
200
забыл
instances.
that is
зачитать
that
итоги
is my cap,
голосования,
but I will
да?
encourage chat
Где он
to
был?
donate the amount that we say.
Fantastic.
So keep counting Ash for our
Of
viewers.
course.
I do love this puzzle.
Я
as
не
well, 'cause
знаю,
like I was mentioning
кстати.
before, we do have that mirror that we're going to be utilizing here in a second.
Какой
in a
орб
similar way as
победил
these last two
фиолетовый?
puzzles, this
Вечный
time we'll be setting
генератор,
this up in
да.
a way where we are actually preloading
Вечно
all
молодой.
3 orbs into a certain
Yes.
position. This is the first time we actually have to load the green into the orange, into the white, and then shoot in the overworld as well,
Yes.
into ourselves.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So it's just taking that idea from the
Ну
last
что, не
puzzle,
показывает
building
Twitch,
up
да,
even further to its absolute
как чем
limit.
пол
And it's
закончился.
such a complicated thing. I always am holding my breath to make
Так
sure I
вот,
got it
так вот.
correctly.
Oh,
and-
it's so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but actually, when you
Audio
go down
cue.
that ramp,
Yep.
you hear the audio cue to tell
Да
you
вы
you
что,
are
ребят, у
correct
меня
in what you're
чисто
doing.
этот
So
самый
it
такой
doesn't make it
научный
worry as
подход.
much,
So
but
right
it's
now we are
still-
shooting from the orb into an orb, into an orb, into an
Сейчас
orb.
мы...
And hitting a
Into
switch.
the
Сейчас,
diamond.
походу, они реально арбы
Yeah, so
будут
that takes a little
закольцовывать.
bit as well. So if you're not aware that
Ну или как минимум они
like Sunny
просто
said that they
запустят
were
орб в орб в
originally,
орб.
they might get a little bit scared
Absolutely.
as they're waiting for the column to activate.
I'm gonna interject here because this is my absolute favorite puzzle in the game.
Yeah.
This puzzle, you set up the same orb that you just have, and you actually launch it mid-air into a laser shot, nails it first try, and is.
О
obviously
боже, мы
because of-
засунули орб на джампад и
Yeah, there we
выстрелили
go.
в орб.
Fantastic. Nice. That's
Я
the best
понимаю,
And this is the
что...
one instance where we
Подождите,
will
у нас
be
же белый орб
unpacking
получается, и мы им
our
стреляем,
orbs
и
because the checkpoint
снаряд
that we
прилетает
use is
обратно.
not till a little bit later,
Потому что
and we
он
do need the
отравляется,
correct
так
ability. As you can
сказать.
see in the top left, there is a column that we want to be going for. Yeah, you want to cross at the top, not the bottom there. You
It's
can't,
alright.
you can't use that
Long
power
run.
yet.
It's impossible to
Yeah,
remember
it is
exactly what
impossible
you
to remember everything.
Yeah, so there's a lot to manage.
I'm out of coffee. This is.
You know what's interesting?
What?
Раннер немного, так сказать,
That's as wild as this game goes.
подтормаживает уже, идет не тем путем, но им подсказывают, куда
It gets
двигать,
more
It gets a
потому
power
что
up.
кофе у них
We'll show you,
закончилось.
we'll show you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
У меня уже кофе тоже нету.
yeah.
We have another
So,
Sunmom fight.
yeah, so load checkpoint
yeah,
and
come on.
Так,
Real
перезагружаемся.
quick, we have $25 from Geometric
Между тем, там
Interactive.
процесс, прогресс, так сказать, уже
It says, "Hi
далеко
from the
пошел.
developer. Thank you so
Опять
much for
босс
playing our
шмап,
game.
теперь с
The
вот
orb
этим неуклюжим,
is orb."
так сказать, блоком.
It's canon. It's canon.
okay, so
Alright, during that donation, we did just miss the first part of our last fight against Mom.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
fantastic job, by the way.
those are
amazing
really
job.
hard to time.
Wow.
Yeah, but I just want to explain what was going on there. In that instance, the barriers were timed to each shot, so we were taking extra shots on purpose to set the barriers up in the right spot to match the rotation of those diamonds. And now we're going to
Успеет,
have
успеет,
what I like to call
успеет.
the fight against Ganondorf, the most intense battle of ping pong you've ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah. Huge.
Тут
shout out to
жесткий
Ash
пинг-понг
for
происходит.
spending a ton of time in the lab on those boss fights.
Absolutely.
That is like the only way that we have any sort of optimization
Okay,
on those.
and flashing lights warning
Oh,
for
yeah.
tech
Yeah,
here.
just for the next 30 seconds or so.
Just for this cutscene.
Осторожно, яркие вспышки
We'll let you know
света.
when it's safe.
Если у кого проблемы с эпилепсией, лучше закрыть глаза.
Sure, we've got a lovely poem here from Red Lake.
Или очень
One orb,
медленно
you know,
моргать.
$50 and say, one orb, two orb, red orb, blue orb. Wait, I don't remember that last one.
Nice.
And then we've got an interesting approach here.
Реально
Orange
ярковато
Tutorial that says,
мерцает.
Although the orb looks more orange, I'm inclined to join red orb gang.
Сегодня
Due to
уже
the same
ломали,
one
ну.
syllable. We are speedrunners. after
Нормально.
Ooh,
The
Okay,
tech.
sure.
That's the most based take.
That is a good take. I can't really argue with that.
So now we
Так сказать,
have
тяжело
all four orbs,
закончить
and we're just gonna
целиком
do this
ран
whole flag sequence.
на
Actually, we
марафоне,
have one
когда ты не
donation
дома
left.
сидишь, а вот
Yeah, flashing lights gone, by the way. We're
We're
all
good to look back.
Sure thing. We got $25 from Color Expert, who says the orb is not orange; it's clearly red with
вот
some added yellow.
приезжаешь, хрен знает куда, там с утра, вот сколько у них там, 10 часов, 10 утра или 10 вечера.
What was there on the name?
Наверное, в 10 вечера у них бы было побольше народу, это скорее 10 утра.
It was pretty bright
Yeah.
in person, true. One quick optimization here is that Sunny does put that white orb inside of their.
Но люди в наше время обленились, не могут даже в зал прийти в 10 утра.
This little platform on the left is moving over, and so now we
И
can
ладно, я
see
уж не
more
говорю
frequently
про
and saves
качалку,
walking time.
пришли бы в этот зал.
So, Upcoming here, we're going to be utilizing all of our different orbs. Obviously, we're currently inside of the purple world right now, but we will having all 3 of the other colors to be used here, with probably the most mind-bending part of the game upcoming.
Yes.
Yeah. So like we have just absolutely like literally destroyed. I don't know if you did see that cutscene, but we kind of just got Mom to disintegrate. So we have beaten the so-called final boss of this game, but we still got quite a few puzzles left to go, and it's
Так сказать, финального босса мы уже развалили,
stuff that we've seen yet.
но осталось совсем чуть-чуть.
So, first we're just gonna be
Надо всякие пазлы-то дорешать. Все-таки боссы боссами, а на самом деле в этой игре, так сказать, основную опасность представляют пазлы. Основную опасность для наших неокрепших умов. Так что берегите умом молоду и мом. Что-то пишет, домашнее задание делает. Сочинение, как я провел лето. Великий пазл, где мы просто по одному орбу перевозим на этой платформе туда-сюда. Пробегаем. Блин, они серьезно, разработчики серьезно заставляют заниматься такой фигней. Боже мой. Вот это не каждый поймет, вот это игра не для всех. Вот так вот. Великий пазл.
So it's interesting, right? We're noting here we do in fact have an orange orb, we have a green orb, and now it seems we have a green door as well. And so you'll see we're inside of the purple world.
И у нас открывается зеленая дверь.
Orange orb inside of all of that. And so now we're going to pack away, actually, we're going to pack away green inside of orange for the time being. And so we have a couple colors going on here, obviously.
Мы запихиваем зеленый орб в оранжевый. И на данный момент мы типа в зеленом мире, но зеленый мир находится у нас сейчас в руках, внутри оранжевого мира.
In just a second here, we're going to see that we're back at this area with the diamond from before with that pad. Okay. And if we take that pad out into the...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The orange, or for you, orange, me, red orb.
Yeah.
What the heck?
And now we have the green orb in the green world. And if you look a little bit, you can actually see the red and green orb inside of the green orb.
О боже. То есть вы понимаете, мы сейчас в зеленом мире. У нас есть зеленый мир в зеленом мире, вот в этом зеленом мире. И теперь у нас в зеленом орбе, в зеленом мире находится оранжевый и зеленый орб. Таким вот путем.
What?
Hey, that's canon. It was said last.
Да ну нафиг, блин, я не буду это объяснять. Да, черт, игра для этих самых просто вожаков орущих. Господи.
Okay, we'll recover.
Deep breath.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I would like to reiterate. We have
Ну, засунули орб в твой орб, чтобы твой орб мог показывать больше орбов.
So we have duplicated everything, which makes literally no sense, but it does make sense too.
То есть мы дюпнули орбы, получается. В этом нет никакого смысла, но при этом он, получается, есть.
It's probably one of favorite. If I see anyone let's play in the game, I do make sure to see this part because it is definitely a part where I see their mind get blown every time.
Absolutely.
But so we get ease into this concept, we are left with just the green orb now.
Yeah, just this one ability.
Really clever puzzle design of making sure we only have the elements that we absolutely need.
Yes.
Yeah, and coming up here, we're going to be kind of doing something similar to what we saw.
Да, не каждый поймет.
We would drop it off and kind of use that white door to go across, right? Similar kind of thought process here, where Sunny's going to drop off that green orb. We're going to send that pad, go all the way back around, send that pad back over, and then actually, if you remember, because we were using those bigger like checkpoints that we've been calling them, we can actually use that to hop right over.
Я уже сам орб, guys. Я орб.
All right.
We can get a
Я не
Yeah,
могу,
I've
я
got time for
просто
We
орб.
got a $10 from AE Smith 1313 who says, "Great to see Sunny back on the GDQ stage running another fun game. Yeehaw and orb."
Орб.
So we got our 6th and final friend here, and while that activates, yeah, you can keep the donations coming. Mr.
Accidentally
Remember
got the code wrong.
But yeah, you can keep talking.
Yeah, sure thing. We've got
Так,
Pichu0102
дергаем
with
кнопочки.
$5 with an interesting question. If the orb is supposed to be the sun, shouldn't the orb be yellow?
Эй,
So I
Морти!
don't think the orb is
Я
supposed to be
засунул
yellow.
зеленый
As we
орб
come
в
out,
зеленый орб.
the final area is the sun.
It's not our sun. It's just a star. So
Yeah.
it could be any
Yeah.
color.
That is true. There are stars that are a bunch of different colors.
Yes. I believe we do actually call that
Внутри
final area
зеленого
the
орба.
yellow world, because it is the sun, but we never see that orb.
No.
We just say that's an orb because everything's an orb.
If you do have to get our friend trapped, we're gonna have some
Yes.
more puzzles with the friend and with
О,
this
достали
green
друга.
paradoxical kind of thing.
Yep. As you see here, using our friend.
There you go.
That's
No, that's
fast.
faster.
Это так странно выглядит, когда мы из зеленого орба выходим в зеленый орб.
Trust me, I'm a speedrunner.
Fun little tidbit if you're ever interested in doing the 100% route of this game. Our last moon ancestor is just north of that exit right there, and so that,
Really sneaky.
yeah, that would
Probably
be
one of the hardest ones to find, actually. I'm
Absolutely.
surprised you're telling
It's
people
so
where that
hidden.
is.
yeah. Oh, we got to get a little taste of
Spoiler.
Yeah, exactly. So coming here is our last major puzzle of the game. This one took me hours, I think, to figure
Yeah,
out.
so we're first going to activate the pad and
Остался последний пазл в игре, и люди говорят, что когда казуально проходили, это заняло у них часы.
And this little bit of cutscene here.
And afterwards, we're going to hop back into the green orb on that pad that we've then moved to the other side, and it is going to let us skip the little friend catcher and open this door safely before we go back out of the orb and take it to the other side.
A lot of back and forth in this level, so it's a little bit confusing to figure out whether I'm in the top part, the bottom part, how to go from there. But what we do here is we go ahead and lock away our friend here just to send him back. And so we'll put that orb there to use it as like similar to how we were using it before. We were hopping across that bridge. We'll use that in a similar way to go just automatically send ourselves down. And so we're going to grab our friend here as Sunny grabs this
Хватаем
platform back,
друга.
hops back on. And because we have this here and our
Двигаем
orb
на платформу.
below the trap, we can actually just hop past the trap, grab our orb, and we're out. Really nice job.
There's apparently a faster way to do that Troy tried to teach me in the practice room.
Yeah,
but
as I was-
I got so
Тут оранжевый орб, который на самом деле находится внутри зеленого, но это уже потеряло смысл, как и обрело.
But
Very
yeah, after
complicated.
this,
The
gaslighting
we're
is
gonna get to we're coming up on the biggest save and reset point in this run, saving
Yes.
the most time. You saw we just left the
Игра
green
года,
orb.
ура.
Yeah.
In the red one.
Yeah, we don't need them anymore because the next checkpoint is going to activate.
Знаете, мне кажется, нужно второе образование, чтобы
And we don't need
комментировать
any
эту
of the
игру.
other orbs to do that,
Я
and it
как-то
doesn't
уже
carry the orb
не
bar.
хватает
Just,
мне нужно
activate that door and save like over a minute. It's
Yeah.
мне нужно понимать
So
что-то
activating
побольше.
orb does trigger the next checkpoint, so we could just load, and that will unpack everything for us.
This is our last friend. Bye.
it was.
That was our last friend.
So our last checkpoint here, we have our
Перезагружаемся
final
на
puzzle of the
последнем
game.
чекпоинте.
Spoilers, if you don't want to hear about it, I'm gonna talk about it right now.
Игра за нас приносит все орбы.
But
Теперь они
more or less,
раскукожены.
the idea is that this entire game we've
Спасибо,
been
игра, ты
putting orbs inside of each
сняла
other.
проклятие
So
с
here
наших
in our
орбов,
puzzle,
которые мы
we put
засунули
every orb
друг
inside
в
each other
друга
according to the stats
несколько
that we
раз,
saw in the
присутствуя в этих орбах
So it'll be
внутри.
red inside of white, inside of that purple, and inside of that green.
Said red
And you
again.
said already.
That's because I'm looking at the screen and it's a red reference.
So it's an orb inside an orb inside an orb inside an orb.
Exactly.
Так что, ну мы делаем это опять, мы делаем это снова. Засовываем орб, красный орб засунули в белый орб, тем временем белый орб засунули в фиолетовый.
Gray orb gray. Other gray
All
orb
gray.
gray. Third
И-
orb team gray would like to fetch, maybe throw.
Я не понимаю, я потерял
Is
нить.
that from peanut butter? From
What a good boy.
Good boy.
Oh yeah, if you didn't watch
Мы
that
засунули
one,
в зеленый орб
Fantastic.
фиолетовый,
So
да.
now that we have our orbs set up, we're going to put it on the pedestal, and the door will open up for us, and it will load our last checkpoint here. And
Мы
now we
засунули
just
все
navigate
орбы
to the end of
друг
the game.
в
So
you know,
друга.
that one final universe door
Поэтому мы
is,
ставим их, перезагружаем, и у нас
uh,
открывается
oh,
финальная
we haven't seen this
дверь.
before, actually. But the fog does
look kind of red.
I think it looks kind of orange.
It's red.
All right, so as we navigate back, we can have a couple more donations.
Sure thing, I've got $50 from LaBrandy, who's
Ярбы
is
вставлены
orange. Bobby
на
maybe
своем
says.
месте.
Paid donation from my mod, you know?
Ты потерял орб, и не... Ну, если я
$200
потерял
from
орб,
Cutie
а я
Monica
сам
says, "I
орб,
reviewed this game and
уже
wrote guides for it a
я
while ago,
потерял
so as a
себя.
professional cocooner,
Как
the
вы
orb colors
думаете?
are orange,
Со
red
смыслом?
sandstone, turquoise, corruption, and light gray."
I like corruption.
Ooh, I like
Can we
that.
have a moment of
I
jamming
think
out
that's
to
like-
this
is
music?
that-
Yeah, just jam out to
Jam.
this music. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I will mention,
мы
I think that
летим.
corruption is a Terraria reference because of corruption is purple in that game.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
coming
yeah,
up
we're
on
gonna be
time.
coming up on time
Yeah,
here. We're
yeah.
back at where we started. This new statue is coming up. Time
И
is
мы
going
пробежали
to
в
be
начало
once
игры.
this, hold activation finishes.
Sonny, wanna
We
count
are
Rising up.
coming up
3, 2,
on to
1.
time.
Time.
И это
Nice.
время
Sonny, that's a fantastic run.
Yes.
Fantastic.
That went really
Yeah.
well. I'm
It's a
pleased.
really, really complicated game that,
Deathless.
that you have to end up thinking a lot. And yeah, so we had to carry the back
Yeah,
half.
and if you're all wondering, the final count, 260.
Wow.
If
Awesome.
anybody wants to match that, I'm
Да.
broke for it.
Это
Yeah, and we see this final cutscene here.
ГДК,
We can see
это орб,
the,
это
all the different orb colors, and then finally showing the
все
sun
было
and
орбом.
I just love it. It's so awesome.
And so yes, this whole time we were in a solar system of some sort, maybe.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's lore. I just play games
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. When there's lore and there's no dialogue, it's kind of hard to tell what the developers meant for us to see.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
И теперь эти шары вылетают, как плавленые сырки в дневном дозоре.
Interested in running this game, please join the
Без
Discord.
орба,
Happy to
не
help you
вытащить
run it.
орб из орба.
Love puzzles, and you might see us in other puzzle games as well. We like to jump from puzzle game to puzzle game.
We all love puzzle games.
Do you want to go through, Sonny, you got shout outs?
Just shout outs to the devs of this game. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Shout outs to my couch. Y'all are super amazing and you carry me when I have to think.
И мы видим огромную звезду, вокруг которой крутится планета, и они так близко, что они все нафиг сгорели. И все это находится в одном большом орбе.
Yeah, Discord link to the Cocoon Discord is on the speedrun.com website at speedrun.com/cocoon.
И за всем этим наблюдает
And yeah, you can watch.
орб.
I'm sure all of us are probably going to be streaming once we get home.
This song is
Мурашки по коже отлично ложились в стимейт.
Yeah, let's get some more runs coming up. I think Castlevania is next, correct?
Yeah.
We got Kirby and the
Дальше нам уже косла, никаких орбов.
I'm gonna give a huge shout out to Kyle, our host.
Проклятие Дракула.
Fantastic job. Also, I'll be commentating for Viewfinder for Zoochable tomorrow morning, so come back for that.
You wanna
It'll be
see that.
fantastic.
Everyone
You wanna
see
А
see
где
it.
Кирбач-то? Кирбача не будет, пацаны.
Stick around.
And on
Kirby
that
the Amazing
note-
Mirror 3-player run coming up next.
On that
Или
note, we
будет.
take off.
Thank you.
Thank you, AGD.